The night was heavy, but the weight had been building for months. Judas Iscariot walked among the 12. Chosen. Trusted. He carried the money bag. He saw the miracles with his own eyes, the blind seeing, the dead rising, the storm obeying a single word from the man he called master. Yet something inside him was rotting. Slowly. Quietly. Like a seed of greed planted in the dark soil of his heart. It began with small things. The day Mary poured expensive perfume on Jesus' feet. Pure nard worth a year's wages, Judas burned with anger. Why wasn't this perfume sold and the money given to the poor, he demanded. But the gospel tells the truth, he did not say this because he cared about the poor but because he was a thief. As keeper of the money bag, he used to help himself to what was put into it, John 12 verse 6. He was stealing from the group. Stealing from Jesus. And every stolen coin made the darkness in him grow heavier. Then came the moment that sealed his fate. The chief priests were desperate. They needed someone on the inside. Someone close enough to hand Jesus over without a riot. Judas went to them on his own. What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you? Matthew 26 verse 15. 30 pieces of silver. The price of a slave. The price of betrayal. He took the money. And from that moment, Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went to the chief priests to betray Jesus, Matthew 26 verse 14. The deal was done. His soul was sold. Now the night of Passover had come. Jesus gathered them in the upper room. He washed their feet, even Judas. He broke the bread and passed the cup, even to the man whose heart was already plotting. I am not referring to all of you, I know those I have chosen. But this is to fulfill this passage of Scripture, the one who shared my bread has turned against me, John 13 verse 18. Jesus looked straight at Judas. He knew. He had always known. And still. He loved him. Later, in the Garden of Gethsemane, the olive trees whispered in the cold wind. Jesus prayed in agony. Judas arrived with the torchlit mob, soldiers, priests, temple guards. His face was set. His steps were steady. But his eyes, they flickered with something almost like regret. He walked up to Jesus. Leaned in. A kiss. Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss? Luke 22 verse 48. The words cut deeper than any sword. In that instant, Judas saw the love in Jesus' eyes. The same love that had called him friend for 3 years. But it was too late. The soldiers seized the Lord. Chains rattled. Disciples fled. And Judas slipped away into the shadows, 30 pieces of silver heavy in his pouch. The next hours were chaos. Jesus was beaten. Mocked. Sentenced to die. And Judas watched it all unfold from the edges of the crowd. The blood. The crown of thorns. The screams of, "Crucify him." Something broke inside him. The silver suddenly burned like fire in his hands. He ran back to the temple, face pale, eyes wild. "I have sinned," he confessed, "for I have betrayed innocent blood," Matthew 27 verse 4. He threw the 30 pieces of silver onto the temple floor. They clattered like bones. The priest sneered, "What is that to us? That's your responsibility." Judas walked out into the night. Alone. Completely alone. The remorse was a living thing now, clawing at his chest, choking his breath. He had betrayed the only one who had ever truly seen him. The one who had chosen him anyway. The one who had washed his feet even while knowing the betrayal was coming. There was no escape from the guilt. No prayer left to pray. No mercy he could believe in anymore. He found a field. A lonely tree. A rope. With the payment he received for his wickedness, Judas bought a field, there he fell headlong, his body burst open and all his intestines spilled out. Acts 1:18. The man who had walked with Jesus, who had preached in his name, who had cast out demons in his name, died by his own hand. Abandoned. Despairing. Lost forever. Far beyond the field, in the unseen realm, Satan laughed. He had used Judas like a tool, then discarded him like trash. The betrayer had served his purpose. Father, forgive them. The tragedy of Judas is not that he betrayed. Many have betrayed. The tragedy is that he refused the forgiveness that was still reaching for him, even from the cross. He could have been like Peter, who also failed, who also wept bitterly, but who ran back to the risen Jesus and was restored. Judas chose the rope instead of the Redeemer. And so the story of Judas ends not with triumph, but with a warning wrapped in heartbreak. A man who walked in the light of the world, yet chose to step into the darkness he could never escape. He walked with Jesus. He saw the miracles. He kissed the Son of God. And still he chose betrayal. But what if the story didn't have to end there? Stay with me, because redemption is still available, even for the worst of us.